What's up, positive bitches? How are we doing today? If you're hearing this episode, you are meant to be here, so keep listening. On that Bitches Positive podcast, sometimes we will laugh, other times, baby girl, we're gonna cry. But we will always walk away feeling our most empowered, positive bitch self. That is babe in true connection with herself. That's right. On this podcast, we unbecome who we are not so we can fully embody exactly who we came here to be. Now, in honor of spooky season, baby girlies, I wanted to continue on with some spooky subjects. For this week, I asked you on my Instagram, be sure you're following me at Vibin' with Cece and at That Bitch Is Positive, so you get to decide what we talk about on this podcast. Plus, you'll get daily tips and tricks on all things magnetic energy, so be sure to follow me there. Anyway, I asked you, what do you want to hear? I can pretty much make anything spooky, but what are the topics we want to learn more about? And to no surprise, I got so many questions about the concept of the Femme Fatale. Now, if this is your first time hearing the Femme Fatale, do not worry, because we're going to break it all down. I'm not only going to break down what a Femme Fatale is, but we're going to talk about how you can embody this energy. Maybe you're thinking, Cece, why would I want to embody this energy? The Femme Fatale energy can really help you get anything and anyone you want. We're going to talk how to embody this energy so that you can become irresistible to your desires. We all have Femme Fatale energy within us, but not all of us have given ourselves permission to fully embody this sexy, magnetic energy. And that's what this is about. I don't like to sit here and tell you how to be someone you're not. I want to help show you how you are everything you wish to be already. But many of us along the way have been told we're not allowed to be who we are authentically. We have to show up in another way. So just a little disclaimer. This is not about becoming someone you're not. It's about embodying, accepting, and amplifying the parts of you that you want to use, exist within, and embody to live a life that feels good to you. Before we get into the famous Femme Fatale and how we can use that to get anything and anyone we want, how we can activate this energy, I'm going to give you exact steps. Do not worry. I have a couple of announcements. If you have not yet tried Magic Mind, sis, what are you doing? Magic Mind is my little magic in a bottle. You have to see the inside of my car right now because it is just filled with so many mini Magic Mind bottles because I take them right before yoga every morning. So here's the thing. I was taking all these different pre-workouts, but they were giving me crazy high highs and crazy low lows. I was also getting a lot of hormonal acne because there was just too many chemicals and too much caffeine for my body to take. So when I found Magic Mind, I was so excited to try it because not only did my naturopathic doctor say it was good to go, not only does it have clean ingredients, but the best part about it is I can take this little shot of Magic Mind and I have a boost of energy, but I still feel like me. I really think the magic of Magic Mind comes down to its ingredients. It has matcha, which contains way less caffeine than coffee. It has ashwagandha that reduces stress and anxiety. It even has lion's mane mushroom, which again, it reduces anxiety in the body and inflammation. If you are looking to boost your energy, but you don't want to completely lose yourself, try Magic Mind. And I have a discount code for you, okay? Go to www.magicmind.com/positive and get up to 56% off your subscription for the next 10 days with my code positive20. Your code will be valid forever as 20% off for both one-time purchases and subscriptions, but in the first 10 days, it's up to 56% off if applied to a subscription. Again, that's www.magicmind.com/positive and use my code positive20 to get that 56% off in the next 10 days. This link will be in the show notes, so don't worry if you missed anything that I said. If you're going through a breakup and you want to take back your power, join the 21-day Breakup Glow Up Challenge where you can learn how to take back your power, how to refocus on you, and how to heal through the breakup instead of letting that breakup be your breakdown. I've been there and I know how to get out and I know how to heal. Let me be your built-in breakup BFF, and girl, you will be shining like you never have before. You can use this breakup so it doesn't use you. You can find that link in the show notes as well. And of course, if you're wanting to learn how to become the subject of your own life again, you want to understand how to stop getting ghosted, you want to take back control over your dating life, you want to learn about the subtle energies of seduction and dating, then you can join the Pedestal Path. Again, the link will be in the show notes. You can also get my workbooks. I have a Divine Feminine Healing workbook and a Calling Your Power Back workbook. And I even have a free Calling Your Power Back meditation that's now out on YouTube. By the way, you can watch this podcast on YouTube as well if you're more of a visual listener and learner. Okay, without further ado, let's get into today's episode. The Femme Fatale, what that literally translates to is deadly woman. Anytime I think about the Femme Fatale, I always think of the movie Jennifer's Body with Megan Fox. I think about Megan Fox in general. It's this seductive, it's this to the point sort of energy that's also very powerful. And it's not really about Megan Fox herself, but it's about the character she plays in Jennifer's Body, which is this really seductive woman who ends up killing any man who's attracted to her. But historically speaking, what a femme fatale has been depicted as, I feel takes away from what a femme fatale actually is. In the past and how the femme fatale is depicted in movies, in history, it's really about this seductive woman who hurts the men that are attracted to her. It's about this woman who destroys the men who are attracted to her. It's about a woman who is using the men that's attracted to her. But to me, that's not really what a femme fatale is. That's maybe how she's been depicted, but I think we're missing out on the true energy of what a femme fatale can do for us. Let me be really clear. This podcast is not about how to manipulate other people in a negative way. This podcast is not about hurting other people. This podcast is, regardless of how you identify in your gender, it's about how to take your power back and be this seductive version of you that you have within you, but you may have not tapped into just yet. This is about how to tap into your authentic energy, your dark, divine, feminine energy, and feel shameless about it. It's not about other people. This is about you. If you Google femme fatale, the definition that you'll get is an attractive and seductive woman, especially one who is likely to cause distress or disaster to a man who becomes involved with her. Again, this podcast is not about how to be a man eater. A lot of people who are quote unquote men eaters have their own issues going on. That's not who we're trying to be. We're not trying to use and abuse here. We're trying to tap into our most magnetic energy so we can get what we want. This is take no shit, do no harm sort of episode, okay? A lot of these femme fatale characters in the past who have been depicted as man eaters, they always had to rely on getting their power from men, and that's not the version I want us to tap into. If you have to rely on men to feel powerful, or the opposite sex to feel powerful, or just other people to feel powerful, then you're not truly powerful. That's an illusion, baby girl. That's an illusion. So if you want real power, open up your ears and listen up, because that's what I'm interested in, not this faulty relying on other people sort of power. You know how Taylor Swift re-recorded all her songs and it's Taylor's version? This is Cece's version of the femme fatale. The cornerstone of a femme fatale, Cece's version, is this confidence, this undying confidence in oneself. I don't want to convince you to be someone you're not, but I do want to introduce you to these aspects of yourself that you may not even know are there. This is about bringing out those shadow aspects of you that you've been told you weren't allowed to tap into. Any person can embody the femme fatale, and any person can shut this energy down. A lot of us have shut down our dark divine feminine energy, our femme fatale energy, when we were growing up and we were told, you have to be the good girl. You have to be seen and not heard. You're not allowed to have an opinion. Shut up, sit down, be quiet. So a lot of us have lost this confidence within ourselves, and we have lost this power, this confidence in who we are and what we have to say. When it comes down to the femme fatale, Cece's version, what this is really about is your attitude, your confidence. Facts don't matter when your attitude is right. You have this confidence available to you. You have the femme fatale energy available to you, but you just may have not tapped into it thus far. This seductive, confident energy, it's there. You are born confident. Anything else is just a learned behavior. What this is about is peeling back the layers of faulty programming, peeling back the layers of the nice girl, and realizing that you have more within you. If you are not comfortable being this femme fatale, this confident figure, it's because you most likely haven't practiced it. You haven't practiced stepping into this energy. You haven't practiced embodying this energy. That stops today. Because what do we do on Halloween? We dress up. We get the option to tap into these other parts of ourselves, and that's what makes it so fun. You can be a goddess or a fairy or whatever you want to be on Halloween. I think it's really funny that a lot of girls, you think about Mean Girls, Halloween is that night where you can dress up as quote unquote sexy as you want to, and no one can judge you for it, right? And that's what the femme fatale really draws out of us. We can tap into this femme fatale and no one can judge us for it because it's our own power. And so many of us have been told that we don't have power, or we think we don't have power. And in this Halloween season, I want to remind you, it's not just on Halloween that you can tap into different aspects of yourself and draw that out. You can do this any day, anytime you go out, any morning you wake up, you can tap into this energy. I went out recently, and both Friday and Saturday night that I went out, I had a lot of fun, but I had a much better time. I noticed I was way more magnetic on Saturday night. I had better results with other people. I just felt my magnetic energy so much more amplified on Saturday versus Friday. Whoa, I just saw so many birds fly. If anyone was looking for signs of a class of birds flying together, there we go. My first point about the femme fatale energy or magnetic energy is that this is an art, and it's something that has to be consciously, consistently tapped into. I am a magnetic woman, but on Friday night, I was less magnetic than I was Saturday night because I wasn't tapping into the energies, the behaviors, the thought patterns of my most magnetic self on Friday, and I'm going to explain why. So we are going to take this as a case study. We're going to study Friday night versus Saturday night, and I'm going to take you through steps of how you can step into your most seductive self and seduce the world to get what it is you want. Again, doing no harm to anyone and taking no shit. First things first, I want to bring this to your attention. This is one of the pieces of evidence. There was so much, but this was one of the pieces of evidence that I know that Saturday night I was way more in my magnetic energy. On Friday night, I got 1 free drink. On Saturday night, I got 3 free drinks. That is not the only piece of evidence that I had seen that night. We're going to talk about more, but that is just one. I tell you that because that is going to be our jumping off point. I was so much more in my magnetic energy on Saturday night. I got 3 free drinks versus literally the night before I got 1 free drink. Now, did I look completely different? No, I looked a little bit different, which we're going to get into, but I wasn't a completely different person. I wasn't doing anything drastically different. This is all subtle energy shifts. I want you to understand that because I think people see me talking and they're like, okay, yeah, maybe you look a certain way and so you get attention. No, no. The attention I receive from others and how I feel and the results that I get can be greatly different on a night to night basis based on how I'm priming myself before I go out, based on the thoughts I'm having about myself, based on the day that I had. So don't think I just go out anywhere and every time it's a magnetic experience. No, this is a subtle energy art form that I have to practice daily. And 24 hours. In 24 hours, I had a drastically different night because I shifted my energy, my thoughts, and my body language. Okay, let's get into all of this. We're going to go step by step things you can do to tap into your Femme Fatale energy. Now, like I said, we're going to study the case studies here. And I'm going to tell you what I did wrong and I'm going to tell you what I did right. The first night, night A, Friday night, I was really rushed. I was rushed to go out because I just came back from a retreat and I had to drive like an hour and a half home from this retreat. And then my friend wanted to see me and I haven't seen her in a while, so I wanted to see her too. But the plans were kind of all over the place. I didn't know if we were going or if we were staying in. And by the time that I realized, okay, she's going out, I should maybe go meet her, I had like 20 minutes to get ready. And then I was like, oh, I can't get ready in 20 minutes and I'm not going to feel good about myself. And that is what matters to me most. I swear to you, what matters to me most is how I feel about myself when I go out. Like, I don't care how I get with these external results. It's really how I feel. And so I didn't do my hair. It was honestly like I did a yoga class and then I worked out after. It was like this aerial yoga class and I worked out. I didn't wash my hair. I threw it up in a ponytail, and people are really good at doing their ponytails. They'll like slick it back and it looks really good. I didn't do that. Okay. I just threw it up in a ponytail like I was going to get ice cream, like just threw it up. So I didn't love how my hair looked. I didn't do my lashes, which I always do when I go out. I love my lashes. I don't like too much, but I like to do them myself. And the kind of vibe I went for this night, and this is really important. Do not sleep on how important this is. Do not sleep on how important this is. Last week, I talked about wearing black versus white. When you wear black, you absorb more energy. When you wear white, you reflect more energy. Wearing different colors not only has an effect on the energies you absorb, it has an effect on how you feel about yourself, and it has an effect on how other people see you too. The night of Friday, where I wasn't in my most magnetic energy, I wore kind of like a hippie-ish outfit. I was wearing a pink top. I wore like this hippie sweater over it, and my hair was wavy in the ponytail. I was having like very much angelic hippie vibes, which is cool. And it's like what I would do, like a day look. It almost looked like a day outfit. And when I was in this outfit, I felt very playful and very bubbly. I didn't feel like my hottest, most magnetic self. I felt playful. I felt bubbly. I felt hee hee ha ha ha. Now, my second night, where I had more magnetic results and I felt better, let me just explain to you the difference. I did my hair. I wasn't rushing. That's the biggest thing. I wasn't rushing. I didn't feel like I was on a timer. I took my time doing my hair. I took my time doing my lashes. I took my time getting my outfit together. I didn't feel rushed. There's a difference. When you're trying to rush to find an outfit and you don't really like your outfit, you just feel like all out of sorts. I took my time getting ready. I really felt good in my outfit. The Friday night, I wore very much like home on the prairie kind of shirt. And on Saturday night, I wore a very deep V-neck and I felt very sexy in it. I was wearing darker colors, which are more absorbent, but they can also make you feel more sexy as well because it's that darker. It's interesting because in the black clothing that we have, it absorbs more energy, but it can also absorb more attention, meaning draw more attention. So I was wearing my gold jewelry. I had my earrings in, my necklaces on. I felt like I took my time getting ready. Now, if you want to step into this Femme Fatale energy, what makes me feel like a Femme Fatale isn't the corseted home on the prairie shirt with my hippie sweater and a wavy haired ponytail. That's more fun, bubbly. What made me feel so magnetic that Saturday night is I was wearing my deep V-neck, which I personally love to wear. This energy of Femme Fatale, she embraces her sexuality. She embraces her womanly body. And that's what I was doing on Saturday night. I took my time doing my hair. I took my time doing my makeup. What's really interesting to me about the Femme Fatale is she doesn't rush. She takes her time. She's not running all around. She's not like a chicken without a head. She walks slower. She talks slower. She gets ready slower. And when you think about creating artwork, what do you think you would appreciate more? The piece of art you created in 5 seconds or the piece of art that you worked on for 4 hours? When we give ourselves more time to get ready, we take our time doing our eyeliner. We take our time doing our hair, whatever that even means to you. We take our time picking out our outfit. When we give ourselves more time, we're feeding that time to ourselves. We're feeding ourselves energy. A femme fatale does not rush herself. She is not rushed. She takes her time, and because of that, she values what she creates. She values herself more because she gave herself more time. And I just always go back to that example of artwork, even an essay. What essay do I value more? The one I did in 5 minutes or the one that took me 5 days? The one that took me 5 days because I put more of my time, energy, and focus onto it. And so I appreciate it more. When it comes to stepping into this femme fatale energy, take your time getting ready. I personally like to wear sexier clothing, the better. That's just me. I know people are all about modesty. Do what makes you feel sexy. If modesty makes you feel sexy, be modest AF. For me, the femme fatale is about embracing your body, whatever that means to you, whether that's a turtleneck or the deepest V you can find. That femme fatale energy is saying, I'm going to wear what makes me feel sexy. I'm going to wear what makes me feel good. I'm going to take my time picking it out. And just like I would take my time to create a beautiful piece of artwork, I'm going to take my time creating myself for this night. Your clothes are energy. I just want to remind you of that. So you have to wear what makes you feel good. I think a lot of people focus on, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like. It matters how you see yourself inside. Yes, it matters how you envision yourself, but it absolutely fucking matters what you're doing to yourself on your body, because your body is your vessel. And I know when I go out and I'm in shambles and I didn't take time to give myself energy, I don't feel good about myself. When I miss a day of my skincare, I feel completely out of sorts. Taking care of your body and your outfit and whatever it is, that is going to affect how you feel about yourself. Of course it does. And I'm not going to give you that honest to God, they're lying to you, telling you that taking care of yourself doesn't matter. That is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Of course it matters. Of course it matters. When I don't wash my hair for a week, I'm like, I feel sort of greasy right now. I don't feel my best. If you didn't brush your teeth, you wouldn't feel your best. This is not about looking a certain way. This is about you giving yourself energy. It's about you taking care of yourself. So take care of yourself. Take that time, because the more energy you give to yourself, the sexier you're going to feel, because you're romanticizing yourself instead of romanticizing other people. So step 1 here is really about the effort you give to yourself, the time and energy you give to yourself, and dressing in a way that really embraces your sensuality, your sexuality, whether that's a turtleneck or a deep V. Do what makes you feel good, because your energy is going to be affected by your clothes, and the energy of your clothes is also going to affect how other people see you. And please take care of yourself. Do take the time to, brush your teeth, do the face mask, do your hair, get a massage. Take time to take care of yourself. Number 2 is all about priming. Now, like I said, on the first night, I was a little bit in shambles because I was rushing. I didn't prime my mindset. I wasn't doing my affirmations. I was kind of all over the place, and I didn't know what was the plans. And then I started to watch this show on Netflix, and this show was so sad. It was about love, but both of the main characters were going through a breakup. And then I started to get into my feels, because I'm like, this is so depressing. This is so sad. I really can't watch this right now, because it is not putting me in a mood to go out. So my energy was a little bit all over the place. This point about priming yourself is understanding that your diet is not just what you eat. It's what you watch. It's what you listen to. It's what you pay attention to. It's what you engage with. The second night, what was I doing to prime myself? I was listening to high vibrational music. If you don't know, I am also a singer-songwriter. I have a song called Angel Energy. I was listening to Angel Energy. I was listening to high vibrational music. I love that song. Wait, I have to tell you what it is. Okay, Michael Bublé. Feeling Good. Oh my God. I love that song. I play that all the time. It puts me in the best mood. Lucky Girl by Carolina, such a good song. Energy by Morgan St. Jean, such a good song. I will listen to really either something like that or Activation Vibration on Spotify, really good mantra music. I prime myself before I go out because when I prime myself, I always have a better night because I am aligned with my body. Also, on the second day, I wasn't rushing. I had time to eat a good meal that was high in vibration. I had time to do my workout. I had time to get ready. And you know what else I did? Because I liked my outfit so much more the second night, I took time to look in the mirror and appreciate my vessel. I took time to look at myself in the mirror and say, damn, I look really good. I even took a couple of selfies and I sent one to my boyfriend because he was on a bachelor trip. And I was like, look at me, look at your girlfriend. Oh my God, you're so lucky. XOXO, love you. But that's really what I did. I took time to appreciate myself. I took time to appreciate my outfit that I put together, my hair, my eyelashes. You know, when we go out there, especially if you're dating men, they don't really appreciate your eyelashes and your makeup and your hair. Other girls will appreciate it, but you know who's going to appreciate it the most? You will. Because you're doing these things so you can feel good about yourself, not to impress these other people. This is so you can activate that femme fatale energy. It's not about other people. And I just want you to do this so you can literally see how powerful you actually are and you can have fun tapping into all these different aspects of yourself. So the first point here was give yourself effort in getting ready because it's going to shift how you feel about yourself. The second point is prime yourself. Don't listen to sad music. Don't watch a sad movie. Listen to mantra music, Angel Energy, which is my music. You can find that in the show notes. Listen to affirmations. Say your affirmations in the mirror. When you put your outfit on, do not tell yourself how ugly and disgusting you look. Instead, what you want to do is compliment your outfit, compliment your body. Find something you like about yourself. I don't care if you're like, my kneecaps look fine. Okay, fucking awesome. Love your kneecaps. I want you to find one thing you like about yourself and give attention to that. Because once you start feeding yourself compliments, you'll be able to find something else. I want you to just find one thing. I like my eyebrows. I like my eyeballs. I like my lips tonight. I like my lips. You know, even I found a new technique on TikTok, or was it Instagram? I don't know, but it was how to line your lips. And just that, I feel so much better. Instead of lining your lips from the middle, the girl said for your top lip, line your lips from the outer corner to the middle for your top lip. And then for your bottom lip, go from the middle to the outer corners. So you do the opposite for the top and bottom. You start at the corners for the top and you start in the middle for the bottom. Just doing that, I was like, whoa, my lips look amazing. And I was just so happy with that. It's like one little different technique and I was off to the races. So just try a new makeup technique, try a new outfit, try a different set of clothing, try a different hairstyle if you hate how you look every time you go out. Because I didn't massively change from Friday night to Saturday night. I did my hair different. I put on false lashes. That was it. And I had a different outfit. That was it. And I felt so much better. Sometimes it's the most minute changes. I didn't even have a tan this weekend either night. And I was able to maximize my magnetic energy. But sometimes self-tanner, don't sleep on it. It makes me feel better. And that's why I do it. I don't give a fuck what people think, but I give a fuck how I feel. And so that is why, I will do that self-tanner. I will take an extra 5 minutes and listen to a podcast and put on some false lashes. Also, romanticize your time getting ready. Like, I love listening to a podcast or something positive while I'm getting ready, and it just puts me in the best mood, and I feel like I'm giving myself love and attention. Romanticize this time that you have with yourself. Okay, so the first thing was effort. The second thing is priming. Third thing, we got to talk about attachments we have. Okay, let's get into it. So the first night, again, in shambles. I couldn't make up my mind. Should I go out? Should I not go out? What should I do? And then I started to create all these stories in my head of, I shouldn't go out. It's so late now. I'm probably not going to have that much fun if I do this, if I don't really know the people going. And I started to create all these attachments and negative stories and negative meanings of, I probably won't even have fun. I don't know the people. What was I doing? What was I doing? I was just causing myself to have anxiety about nothing. And I think we do this all the time. We think, well, what if someone doesn't call me pretty? What if someone doesn't buy me a drink? What if someone doesn't ask me to dance? Then I'm going to have a shit night. Stop creating these expectations to strangers and then getting disappointed when they don't do it. Instead, intend to have fun. The second night, this is really because I was rushed. I swear I spiraled from there. The second night, I had no expectations for other people. I didn't have attachment to strangers. I literally was so enjoying my own energy. I was so enjoying getting ready that I told myself, I'm going to have fun regardless of how other people react to me. I'm going to enjoy my night regardless of what other people do. That's just how it's going to go. When I got to the bar with my friend, I wasn't looking around, who's going to buy me a drink? No, I bought the first round for me and my friend myself. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to enjoy my own night. I'm going to rely on me to have fun because my fun is my own responsibility. And you know how I got rewarded for buying that first drink for me and my friend? The universe then gifted me a free drink because the bartender was like, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, what is it? And then he made me a free drink for literally no reason at all. I was like, thank you so much. So you see, take your fun on as your own responsibility and you won't be reliant on other people. You won't be needy of other people. And that's what really puts you in this femme fatale energy because you're like, I'm owning the night, baby. I got my own priorities and my priority is to rely on me to have fun. And when you do that, you become so magnetic that other people want to be around you too. That is what it does. But if you go in there, I need someone to buy me a drink. I have all these expectations. I have all these attachments. Good luck. You're just going to repel everyone and their father. That's what you're going to do. So instead, how do we tap into this femme fatale? We rely on ourselves to have fun. And then more fun comes. Number 4. This is a really interesting point. What I wrote down in my notes for number 4 is see what most don't and speak on that. I'm talking about surface level conversation. Femme fatales are operating on a different energetic level, which means they're also reading the room on a different energetic level. The first night, like I said, I was in my bubbly energy, and that was cool for my first night, but that's not where I like to live. It's where I like to visit. And I had funny conversations. I had wild conversations, but a lot of them were kind of just, surface level, haha, funny, whatever it's going to be. The second night, when I was tapped into my magnetic energy, I was ready to go straight for the soul, baby. I asked the hard-hitting questions. I got so deep into people's personal stories. It was insane. That's what I enjoy, though. I hate surface level conversation. I am Barbie in that scene where she goes, does anyone ever think about death? Literally me. Hi. I'm not going to go into anyone's personal shit because that is not what I came here to do. And when someone tells me something, I take it to the fucking grave. So I'm not going to say what other people told me, but I'm going to just set up the circumstance. Someone told me something and then their friend was literally like, how did you get that out of them? They haven't told anyone but me that. And the person who told me was like, I can't even believe I just told you that. Femme fatales stand so in their own power that they're able to just draw out the deepest of deep conversations. That's what they do. They don't have this surface level conversation because they know they don't need to play nice. They don't need to play a character and be likable. They're going to ask what they want to ask. They're going to say what they want to say, period. And that's the kind of conversations they had. I also was talking to someone and they were talking about someone and then they knocked on the table like they were knocking on wood. And I go, oh, are you afraid to go back to that version of yourself? And he goes, no one's ever asked me that nor said anything about that, but you're so right, I am. And I go, yeah, well, I saw you just knocked on the wood. This is what I do. I see beyond the surface level conversation, because that shit is boring anyway. What a femme fatale does is she doesn't go into a conversation and say, this is everything about me, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't word vomit. When I was drenched in codependency, all I did was word vomit. I told everyone my business. I told everyone everything about me. And then I would feel so embarrassed the next day. I was like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? I wouldn't even have to be drunk for that to happen. I would just naturally do it. A femme fatale stands in her power. She doesn't just give all her information away. Instead, she has conversations and she reads people. She gets their information instead of giving everything up about her. Now, I wasn't getting these people's information to like use it against them or manipulate them. I was genuinely enjoying the conversation. I prefer to have a deeper level conversation, but I wasn't telling them everything about me. I didn't have to. I just showed up and they said enough. I'll put it that way. They said enough. I just asked a lot of questions. I got to see them for who they actually are rather than probably who everyone else was going to see them that night as. You know, instead of being like every other person at that bar and just say, hey, how you doing? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. I went straight to the soul. What's going on? What are you fearing right now? What's your biggest complaint in your own reality right now? I went straight for it because I don't care about the surface level things. And I had amazing conversations because if they were going to shy away from the conversation, I didn't care. Bye, go, now, leave, please. I would be so bored to continue in any other way. A femme fatale sees what most don't, and she's really intentional with her conversation. She's intentional with what she says, and she goes there. She doesn't blab her mouth and tell everyone about her personal stories. She actually is more reserved and listens. She upholds her own energy and takes in the information from others. That's what she does. And in that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the things, I believe Carnegie was the author of that. In that book, one of the things Dale says is that one way to get people to like you is to ask them questions about themselves. I also think one way to steep into your femme fatale energy is to ask other people questions about themselves so you don't by accident word vomit everything about yourself. Now, I don't want you to police all of your words and all of your conversations, but I do want you to remember that like a leaky faucet, if it keeps leaking, it's going to drain itself out. If you leak your energy over everyone, you're going to drain yourself out. If you have problems with your social battery, are you word vomiting on everyone and then regretting it the next day? Instead of doing that, see people really for who they are. Forget about the surface level conversations and go in for the kill. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Number 5 is intentional intimacy. Now, neither night did I need to have intentional intimacy because I'm in a relationship, so I don't need to say to myself, I'm not going to have sex with this person, or I am going to have sex with this person, or I'm only going to make out. I don't need to do that because I'm in a relationship. But let me tell you how to do intentional intimacy so you can be steeped in your power. When you are giving, and this is similar to the last point, but when you're giving everything to everyone, you just give your body to anyone, you give your attention to anyone, you give your focus to anyone, people start to perceive you as less valuable. Not because you're actually less valuable, but they perceive you as such. And honestly, perception is reality. It's reality. Maybe you have conversational boundaries where you're telling yourself, okay, Cece, I'm not going to talk about the breakup I just had because that is not what makes me magnetic and it makes me want to cry. Or maybe you tell yourself, Cece, I'm not going to sleep with someone tonight because that is going too far and I'm not looking for a one-night stand. I'm looking for someone who's going to treat me right. I'm looking for my husband. I want you to be so intentional with your intimacy that you have a list of what is and is not okay. You have a do list and a do not list. When you go out and you're getting drunk, you're going to be more open to doing things that maybe aren't in alignment with your highest vibrational self. So before you go out, a femme fatale knows exactly who she is. She's not sorry for who she is. She cannot be convinced to do anything. She's not like, no. She's intentional, not only with her words, but with her boundaries, with her intimacy. If you wouldn't give your car keys to this person, do not give them your body either. Okay? Maybe we don't even give up them our time of day and our attention. I want you to be intentional. Is this person who you keep talking to not so great for you, but the time you get done with the night and you're drunk as a skunk, you're sleeping with them again? Be intentional. Tell yourself what is and is not allowed for you to do, and abide by that. A femme fatale trusts herself. She doesn't rely on other people because she can trust herself that once she says something, she's going to abide by her own boundary for herself. Make sense? Amazing. Number 6, I want you to embrace your power. A femme fatale does not shy away from her own power. I knew I looked good. That Saturday night, I knew I looked good. I walked in with my head up, my shoulders back, and I had the time of my life. I knew I was holding my energy like a queen herself. And I got the results of that as well. I want you to really be intentional, not only with your words, not only with your intimacy, not only with your boundaries. I want you to be intentional with holding your power. You are so powerful. And maybe you have forgotten that because you haven't tapped into your power in a while. Maybe you have forgotten that because you've been told you had to be the quiet girl or the nice girl. And so you practice being that identity, and that's the identity that you know. But that's not who you are. That's who you've learned to be, but that's not who you are. You have infinite power. You have infinite access to the femme fatale. You have infinite magnetic energy. You just have to allow yourself to tap into it. Say it with me or repeat after me. I allow myself to tap into my magnetic femme fatale power. I allow myself to activate my femme fatale power. I allow myself to embody my femme fatale power. If you want to tap into this energy, you got to allow yourself to embrace this power. And maybe for so long you haven't been allowing yourself, you've been shutting it down, you've been running from it. Wake the fuck up, girly girl. You're allowed to have this power. And it's always been yours, and it's been waiting to be activated. If you don't use your power, it doesn't leave your body. It may just sit dormant. So we just got to activate it. We got to wake it the fuck up. So wake it the fuck up, girl. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up. Activate, activate, activate. Feel it growing within your body. Feel that just by listening to this one podcast, you already feel more powerful. Just by hearing these words for this short duration of time, you're already feeling more powerful. And if you need to remind yourself about your own power, listen to this podcast again and again and again, and train your brain, train your neurological pathways to remember the power you hold. If you don't believe me, try this out. If you stare at someone's nose or their ear or even their knees, they'll look at what you're looking at and they'll say, what? Is there something on me? Do I have food on me? Is there something in my hair? What? Is there something on my pants? Just by looking at someone's one part of their body, you influence them to touch it or look at it or ask you about it. Just by looking. Imagine how powerful you can be when you are being conscious of your thoughts. You're wearing clothes that make you feel good. You're being intentional with your words. You're asking questions. You are not just word vomiting everywhere. You're being intentional with your intimacy, your boundaries. You're allowing yourself to invite that power, that activation in your vessel. You're not having attachments to other people and what they're doing. You're just showing up however you wish to show up. Imagine how different your life can look. And again, I'm not telling you to massively change what you look like. I didn't. It was one night apart. I put on false lashes. I straightened my hair. I put a clip in my hair. There wasn't this massive change. I didn't spend thousands of dollars. I didn't spend any money, actually. I literally just changed minute things. And the secret to the femme fatale, this is the golden nugget of this podcast. When I changed these minute things, you know what it did? It changed how I felt about myself. And because I felt differently about myself, my reality reacted to me differently. Because I felt better about how I looked, other people were more open to receiving my energy and wanting to come up to me. It wasn't because I straightened my hair that got other people's attention. It's how that made me feel. It wasn't the false lashes that some guy noticed and that's why he bought me a drink. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. It's how the false lashes made me feel. It's not about these subtle shifts affecting how other people see you. It's about how these subtle shifts affect how you see yourself that then affects your external reality. Because your internal world, how you feel about yourself, will always be reflected to you in your external world. So it's not about the false lash or the hair. It's about how that makes you feel. It's about how your outfit makes you feel that then will alter how people receive you. Let that sink in. It's about how you feel about yourself. So let me ask you, what makes you feel the most powerful, and do that, because that in itself will activate your Femme Fatale. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. I know I have. As always, it was an honor, and the sparkle in me honors the sparkle in you. If you'd enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, because it really helps the podcast. It means the world to me, and it also helps me know that you're enjoying this podcast. If not for me, do it for you, because hello, good karma. We can all use some, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah.